Hi everybody, it's Claire with another art journal video. This is a fun cutout page where I'm using one of Dina Wakley's stamp sets called Nested Birds. So I'm starting off with the circles for circles for painting stencil, and I'm drawing one of the circles onto the page. So I found a couple of pages where there is nothing on the front or back, so they're both completely clear. And I'm going to cut out the circle on one of the pages, this one on the left that's now folded over to the left, and then on this one on the right I'm just cutting out like a nest shape. So this is where the nest is going to be, and the other page is going to be like a sort of peep through page. So I'm then using the bit that I've cut out, and I'm creating a piece to go on the back. And I'm just jotting on there to say what it is because I have a memory like a sieve. I know for sure that I would either stick it on the wrong way round or completely forget what I decided I was going to use that for. So then I'm using this Amsterdam acrylic pale pink paint, so any pale pink would work. Dina Wakley's Carnation would work really well. And then I've used Tangelo Rouge and Tangerine gloss sprays. They are acrylic, aren't they? But yeah, gloss sprays, and I've just sprayed some colour onto the front and back of the cutout circle page. Then I am using some collage tissue paper from the Things That Grow collage pack, and I'm sticking that in place using some white acrylic paint. This is a technique that I've seen Dina do lots and lots of times. It works really effectively. So not only do you get something on your page, but then it's got some interest in the background, but it's definitely in the background. You could stick it down with any colour paint really, any colour acrylic. So next I'm using the Bonds stencil with that pale pink again, just to add some stenciling over the gloss sprays onto that circle page. So you notice when I pull that piece of paper out behind that you can actually see the little nest shape poking through at the bottom. So then the sheet of collage paper that I had left, I added like a blue wash to it. I just watered down some turquoisey blue paint and just added that onto the paper on the back of it. And I'm just cutting out some pieces of that, and I was just deciding where to put it. Decided I would add it straight onto the nest that is on the page behind. So this starts to add some more interest onto that nest shape at the back. This is where the little birds are going to be sitting, in case you hadn't guessed. Kind of obvious, seeing as I've been calling it a nest, isn't it really? So once they were in place, I was going to give those a quick dry and then start on the next part. Next, I'm just stamping out some botanical stamps from Tim Holt's Media Marks set. They're one of my favourite sets of stamps. And these are the little birds from the Nested Birds set that's from Dina Wakley too. Aren't they just so cute, aren't they? Really adorable. I'm just using some black archival ink to stamp these out. Look, I've got a bit of a fuzz in the middle of that bird's tummy. It didn't really bother me that much, but I did decide to stamp it out again. So then I've cut some of the leaves out, and I'm just sticking them around that circle window. And really that's just to kind of break up that space around the hole in the middle of the page. Adds a bit more interest, also kind of keeping with the theme of nests and trees and birds. And I just kind of like how they look as well. And the fact that they're white too works really well against the bright colours that are on the page as well. So I'm also doing them overlapping a little bit, so they kind of break up that harsh edge of the circle too, and soften that up really. So I'm just cutting a few out and sticking those on using PVA glue to pop those in place. And then I'm just adding some more blue paint onto that nest shape again, covering over the collage paper. You're probably thinking, what the heck? why is she doing that? Decided to rub away a bit through that stencil, but it didn't really work. I was like, I wonder if that nest shape would work on there, but decided not to bother and felt it needed a bit of green. So I went in with a bit of evergreen and then also some lime as well. And then I'm just doing exactly the same to the back of the nest. Remember that piece that I cut out and I wrote on the back of it what it was? I'm adding the same colours, just minus the collage tissue paper, because you won't see this part until you flip the page over, the nest page over. And I'll do something with that at another point. So then I'm just cutting those little birds out. I will use that one with the smudgy tummy for something else, and it's on to the next stage. So I'm going to just reverse stamp on the back of these birds so that when you do flip the nest over you can see them. So stamp it onto a gel plate, it then stamps it so that you can then pop your image on and it will stamp it onto the back of your image. It's not a technique I've come up with. I've seen lots of people do it, but it is really good at getting an image on the back of a stamped image. So once I'd done that and it was dry, I'm then sticking the back of the nest in place, and I'm using my double-sided tape gun for that. You see that's called an EZ Runner, can't pronounce, I think it's Easy Runner Grand. It's fabulous. I really love it. I was so glad that I bought it, and it does last quite a while. And then the little birds are just going to tuck in the top of there. So my first bit of colour, I'm using a gloss spray. I'm just painting it on, using a very small brush, and just adding a little bit of colour down one side of the bird and leaving a bit sort of light area in the same sort of place. And then I'm using the Tim Holtz Distress Crayon, and I'm just using that in a lovely orange colour, and with a little bit of yellow just to add a little bit more interest to those little birds. And then I'm just tucking those in place really carefully so that they're peeping out of their little nest. A little bit of double-sided tape where they're overlapping, and using the Tim Holtz tiny attacher as well. And I'm just going over the stamped lines using the Stabilo oil pencil just to darken those up a little bit. And they look really cute. I really did like this. It was starting to come together. I was starting to feel like, oh, this is okay, this is starting to work. So then I've just had some stamped images left over, and I decided I would cut those out and use those on the nest as well, and that way it kind of ties the two pages together, because you've got a stamped image that you've used on one page and it's again on your second page. So when you've got a couple of pages that you're doing together like this, where especially if you've got one that's a cutout, it's really good if you can use something on both pages. Then it helps those work well and sort of tie them together, gives them a cohesiveness. So I like that word. And then I'm just doing a bit of mark making on the page too. And as you can see, that's not technical, it's just the usual dots in different sizes. It does work well using quite a thick Posca pen and then the smaller nib on the Signo Uniball. I just like to add some of those on the page too. And just doing the same here. And I decided I would doodle some more leaves onto this page at the front as well. And then again add a bit more mark making on there too. So this has been quite a long video. Well done if you've stuck with it for this long. It has gone on quite a long time. I really genuinely couldn't make it any shorter. So then I got on to adding my words, and I decided the best place for those was on the back of the cutout page, and I've just done them going round so it kind of flows with the circle, and that really is all there is to it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, just ask in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. There are loads more on my channel, and you can get notified when more go live. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all again soon.